Hello there and welcome to Nigeria's premier social media powered program. I am Victor Matthias. It is 5 years since Boko Haram launched a full-blown insurgency on the Federal Republic of Nigeria and 105 days since secondary school girls were abducted by the sect in Chibok local government area of Borno State. Our focus today on the program will be on the effort of the agency statutorily created to quell insurgencies and protect the territorial integrity of Nigeria. To do this, I will be joined by some Nigerians and a social media commentator. However, just before we begin, we have to take a look at other trending social media topics in the past week. Ebola. There was panic in Lagos over the news of an Ebola-infected man flying into Nigeria. The fear of the deadly virus being spread was, however, calmed after Lagos state government officials assured Nigerians that the man had been quarantined in a private hospital. Abdul Mutallab. Farouk Abdul Mutallab made the headlines after a United States court upheld the life sentence of the underwear bomber who tried to set off an explosive while aboard a U.S. airliner in 2009. Those were some of the trending topics in the past week. Let's now meet Nigerians who will be contributing via a video call.
If we have been thinking about strategically about problems and how to solve them, we wouldn't be in the situation we are now. We are trying to use, this is a problem that has been there for 5 years or more. And now the military, within a short time, wants to solve a problem that has been there for over 5 years. You know, Albert Einstein once did say that the significant problems we have cannot be solved in the same level of thinking as it was when they were created. And this is what is actually happening in this case, that we have to think of the way how to solve these problems, and we don't have to look at it in the way in the problems were created, because it has been 5 years since this problem began, and now we cannot solve it within 2 months or 3 months because of this situation which we have now. So I think that the military has tried, but they need to do more. And doing more means that our government needs to wake up, to realize that they need a holistic approach in solving this problem.
For about a year or two now, this insurgents has been engaging the military. They come for the military, not the military going for them. And that is very, very obvious. And once an insurgent group like this have that win, it must equally have that force. And they are prosecuting their war in a manner that it's even a surprise to international community that they could overwhelm the Nigerian military. Look at the case of the Chibok girls. Hours before the operation took place by Boko Haram, the military were in the know. They refused to engage. And it has been like that, and like that, and like that again. Meanwhile, the government, the commander-in-chief himself, is even afraid of his own army to go to Chibok, where the lands of that rebellion in that battalion, the GOC in Chibok. He chickened out. He couldn't go further again. And you can see that Nigerians are impatient generally. They want these girls back. But is it the same line of thought with the authorities or the government or the president? No. They are more concerned with their 2015, not about putting our military in the right frame of mind to win this war. And we are still lucky as a nation that Buhari escaped that death. It will have been a different ballgame. But I still believe that Nigerian army can still win the war if they focus attention not on corruption, but on actually engaging the Boko Haram insurgents. Who are they? They are ragtag guys. But they have overwhelmed our military.
The government has borrowed money, and the government has put in so much into our military in the past, but we have practically nothing to show for it. And what I will subscribe to is that, okay, let's sit down, let's have a review of what the spending has been for the military in the last couple of years. Let's see what they've been able to do. and let's see if truly there's a genuine need for $1 billion. I've said that to say this, that okay, if you look at the entire entire thing that has been playing out in the couple of years since the Boko Haram menace started, you will discover that it's just this is my personal opinion. It is just as if it is a way of enriching some group of people, especially the military, are the one benefiting so much from this. I read in the news today that the military have acquired 40 new attack helicopters. Okay, if they have acquired 40 new attack helicopters, then what exactly are we trying to use the $1 billion for? And if you look at it again, I think that our problem is not in quotes what they needed to buy. Now our problem is how are they able to use effectively what they have on ground. The personnel on ground. Look, the truth is, I believe our military needs technological upgrade. That is the way I will put it. There's no amount of money you put into them today. If the personnel themselves does not have the capability to display the expert in terms of technology, it will just be a waste. You will discover that they will buy the equipment and the equipment will not function to them. They won't use it to the maximum capacity. About the $1 billion, until they are proving to somebody like me, if I see with my two eyes the 40 new attack helicopter they say they have purchased, and I still wonder if the modern attack helicopter has now turned to pure water that they produce every month, that you will be able to acquire 40 in 1 year. No, some things about they said that they will get delivery in phases, that some will land next. So I'm giving them the benefit of doubt. I'm sincerely trying to watch my words, but the truth is that our military, to me, they need to buckle up.
It is hard to fight them, in the sense that these are people that are ready to die, and getting the military, as a military person, it takes more from them defending the nation. So we need to just give them that kudos, in the sense that these guys have been indoctrinalized, brainwashed, understanding, for a certain belief, which is very hard. There is a saying that the hardest person to break is he that is able to, that wants to die for his belief. So I believe, in my own opinion, forgetting the fact that we also have corruption in some of all these things, the fact that we have scams and all that some of this money might not be totally used for what we said to. What we should also believe that we need higher level of sophistication. But we are calling on the US, the Israeli, the France of this world to come to our aid. Why? Because we believe we have superior weapons, superior technology, to deal with these boys. But that doesn't mean that we don't need to strengthen our own, equipment. We should believe that corruption has been with us for a while. Now, that was a very clear indication. He had to bring some other help from outside to help defeat them in that region. Now, if the Nigerian military is stretching weapons that they can do it as one of the, that are best in Africa, we should just at this point rally around them. Their political difference not being the mind. We always have that. We always be having different versions politically. And this, you should also understand that these people also understand our political uniqueness. They understand our political differences, and they want to capitalize on it at every inch. They understand an average person in the north is not too in good terms with somebody in the south. They want to capitalize on it. They understand that somebody is against them. They understand all of this. They have all this information, and they are here to capitalize on it to their own game. What is their game? They are very specific about it. They want an Islamic state. So these are the things we should be considering, living our diversity, but rallying around behind the military. Giving them, I'm not saying we should give them the part at all times. They have their fault, they might have all those things, but we should recognize that this is a different world. I'm not sure they've been faced with.
In a real situation, yeah, international collaboration helps. But again, if these guys do come and see that, okay, the people we want to collaborate with, they are not showing anything at all on ground, I don't think that they will be spending too much of their resources and energy trying to help us when we don't want to, help ourselves. That's before international community can do anything, because if the international community, the France, the Israelis, the Americans come, and we don't have anything that they can use to help us, then it makes no sense, no value. So it's just going to be a PR stunt for them that they help Nigeria to solve the problem.
I support the idea of the international community coming to assist us. But sincerely, I will say again that my personal opinion, they have the technology is technology, be it Nigeria, be it America. It only takes the people behind, the people driving it, okay, fine, the people who can sit down and think that, okay, we need to develop something to tackle this problem. The difference between us and them is that they will sit down and look, okay, if you need, okay, we need a device that can assist us track somebody if somebody is running. That is it. But we Nigerians just don't think. If we think technology is technology, there's nothing like, no, it's the same technology all over the world. What they are coming to do is what we can do here in Nigeria. The only difference between us and them, the reason why I will allow us just accepting them to come in and come and help us out, is because I know that our military personnel are not technologically capable of handling the situation. But ever since they came in, it takes those on ground to put them through so many things. They can't come and do magic. It is not magic. This is Nigeria. They will come, they must study the terrain, they must study the environment before they can do, they must bring in things before they can work effectively. They have come, but lately I've not heard anything about them. I don't know what transpired, I don't know what played out, but what I will still say is that the work is still to be done by our military. They are the ones that should sit down and buckle up. It's just about thinking and thinking strategically. If they bomb a place today, I don't expect a bomb to sound in such place again. You should have studied what transpired there and make sure that place is locked down to prevent the occurrence. But where I really where I got pissed and where I got angry about the whole incident is just that a bomb would go up in a place today, in the next following they'll still go back to the same village and go and kill in that same village. Are you telling me that they drive their cars inside the bush? That's the road they follow. If the military is up and running, if they have a very good communication system, a secured communication system just for the military, if they have a remote monitoring, whatever that, they are monitoring the operations of the field operators. Look, let me tell you one thing. You can send 2 people to the field as military personnel. One or two of them might be sympathizers of the terrorist organization. You get it, and they will still go against them. But how do you want to prove all this? People have been complaining that, they come in military uniform, they do this. I expect our military, if truly they are thinking right, to have set up a live listen of the field operation as they are going. Their commanders are watching in their base station. By doing that, nobody can come and say, no, I fired, I did not fire. It was military, it was not military. They will have proved to the entire world. This is our recording. This is what transpired.
In terms of the monies they have gotten, but they have been poorly equipped by this presidency. In my own opinion, they were actually better off in the days when we had the military guys in power than during this civilian dispensation. And the fact, Mr. President has told us that he needs $1 billion to buy ammunition for the military. That's an indictment on the level of restocking of ammunition and how do I put it now? Level of equipping the military in itself. Mr. President has said that he needs $1 billion to buy just ammunition. If the man who is commander-in-chief tells you I need $1 billion, he's asking for, how much is that? About 160 billion naira or 163 billion naira to buy arms for the military. So if you keep your military, what do you need $1 billion for? That tells us that they've been very poorly equipped. It tells us that this administration hasn't equipped them the way it should. It tells us that they've been well funded, but the monies that have gone into private hands. It tells us that somebody somewhere has been sitting on the monies that have been released by the presidency or by the executive government. And I cannot really say for sure who this is, but I do know that it won't be a military affair alone. There has to be a very well-pronged operation where people in the executive, the partakers of the youth, people in the legislature, and then the remnants or the little that they can spare is what they will give to the boys on the field.
Well, that's what they think. What do you think? Send your thoughts and your comments to our social media platforms showing on your screen and make your voices heard. We take a break, and when we return, we'll be joined by a social media commentator. Don't go away.